So here we are, last mission. It's the bombing run, or bombing mission. We chose missions from 100 to 200 points. As our squadrons are only 200 points, I maxed out at 200. To give some extra points at 100 and 150 so that you could afford to take one of the more expensive bombers without disrupting the point spread too much. Notice defenders must have at least one ground defense and one fighter, and attackers must have minimum one plane with a weapon designated ground attack. One nice thing brought up in the FAQ is ground defenses can be set up anywhere within 3 hexes of a ground target, so whoever has the defense has that option. There are 2 special rules for this particular mission. First rule is reserves. Each player can maintain a maximum of 3 aircraft in reserve. No more than 50% of your plane's force can be in reserve. Finally, there's a mission special rule called Shielded Target. Any ground targets are protected from high-level attacks by shields. So any attacks to the ground from anything above altitude 1, you roll a d6. On a 4+, the attack is blocked by the shield. So we did our dice rolling. I rolled a 2 for the mission size, so we're only getting 105 points. That'll allow for 1 bomber. And then we rolled, and Imperials won the role of attacker. So Orcs are defending, Imperials are attacking. It's now time to pick the forces. So first thing to decide, with Orcs on defense, well, points are limited. We need as much shooting as the Orcs can get. So the first decision, I'm taking all 4 Daka jets. They're cheap and will leave me more points for other options. So 4 Daka jets is 64 points. That'll leave me 41 points left over for my remaining choices. I thought about taking a single fighter bomber and then one each of the ground defenses, but the fighter bomber has been shot down too easily in the previous missions. By not taking a fighter bomber, I had enough points to take 3 flak platforms at 27 points and 2 heavy flak cannon for 14 points for a total of 41 points. This gives me 5 targets with a total of 10 wounds, as opposed to only 3 targets with a total of 7 wounds, and the flak platforms actually provide the same amount of Daka as a Daka jet. So total cost 105 points on the dot. So Imperials have the Orcs on the run, just one more little push. Rules state that I had to have something with a weapon designated as ground attack only, so I had to take something other than the fighters. The fighters don't have any such weapons allocated to them in this squadron list. So first decision, which bomber type did I want to take? Well, the Marauder bomber might seem like the first logical choice. Whatever I was going to use had to be able to protect itself and go after ground targets. Defensively, the destroyer made more sense. It's able to strafe ground defenses or ground targets on the way in and drop bombs off to finish off the targets. Good AA potential defense all the way around, as opposed to the Marauder bomber, which only has 2 las cannon shots going forward. Same turret, but a weaker tail gun than the destroyer has. So having decided that, I picked a destroyer with Lieutenant Dave for the reroll. That left me with only 75 points left. If I took the other destroyer, it could have been helpful, but I would have had a lot of extra points. That would have went to the Orcs in the final tally. So instead I just chose to take 3 Thunderbolts, or rather 2 Thunderbolts and the Thunderbolt Fury. That takes me to 105 points on the nose. The nice thing about this list is they all get a free reroll except for Lieutenant Chuck and Thunderbolt 4. Finally, Captain Biff earned an ace skill in the last mission, and we rolled a 5. That makes him a Hunter. This aircraft may roll 1 extra dice when resolving tailing fire. Hopefully we'll get a chance to use it. So for the Orc strategy, with 5 ground defenses and 4 Daka jets, there'll be lots of shooting for the Orcs. Unfortunately, most of it will be damaging on 5+s only. However, with 5 ground defense at 2 structure points each, that's the equivalent of 5 more Daka jets. I need to maximize their firing as best I can to protect themselves and to distract enemy fighters from the Daka jets. So, primary mission for the Daka jets is to stay out of the enemy gun sights, and we should be able to outshoot the Imperial Navy throughout the game. For the Imperial Navy, Marauder Destroyer, going to concentrate on the ground targets and hope the armored cockpit works well. With its forward firing guns, the destroyer's strafing should be able to destroy most ground targets before bombs are required. However, it does have 3 sets of bombs if we need them. Fighters, I'm going to need those to help clear the way for the destroyer, mostly going after ground defenses, but keeping an eye out for the Orc fighters and take them out if they try to interfere. So here's the Orc deployment. We have 2 Daka jets on the far northeast corner, heading toward the southwest, and at the other end of the map we have another 2 Daka jets. They're coming in, going to the northwest. And in the middle, we have our objectives. 3 objectives protected by 3 flak batteries in front and 2 heavy flak cannons in the back. On the Imperial side, we have the Thunderbolt Fury escorting a Marauder Destroyer with 2 Thunderbolts off to the side. Both of them are approaching from the southwest, heading to northeast. So, starting turn 1, let's see who gets initiative. Orders are already out. And it looks like the Orcs get the initiative with a 4/3. So, first Orc order, we're going to take and do a swoop. He's traveling altitudes 2, speed 6. I think I'm going to just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, turn 5, 6. On the Imperial side, we may as well activate the bomber. He's going maximum speed 5, altitude 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll give him his order back and straighten out the Fury. For the next Orc activation, I'm just going to do another swoop. I'm going to increase his speed to speed 8. So turning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not expecting to shoot with these guys this turn. I'm trying to keep them safe so that hopefully they can get the jump later. Imperials here, they're going speed 4, altitude 1. We're going to try to go after some targets. Now I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hexes away. I want to stay 5 or more. So 1, 2, 3, and that'll give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I want. So I'm reducing speed from 4 to 3. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to be able to strafe the ground target. On the Orc side, I've got another swoop. I'm going to turn 1, 2, turn again, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think, I wouldn't have been able to get into short range to that bomber quite yet, so no point changing his speed. And I think I'm going to do the same thing here for this guy. I'm reducing him to speed 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll give two guys an opportunity. Oops. Sorry, they're doing plowing outside. It snowed out. For our last orc turn, he's doing another swoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm going to leave him same speed. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll be the last orc turn. And for last Imperial activation, we have another level flight. Again, he's going speed 4. I think I'll leave him there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll give him good position to go after either of these objectives. So for first orc activation, we're going to have this ground defense start taking shots at the defender, or destroyer, sorry. 8 shots, needing 5s and 5s. And I'm throwing dice in the wrong direction. And I got 1 hit so far. Can he damage? Yes, he does. Single point damage so far to the destroyer. However, he's got armored cockpit. On a 6, he ignores the damage. No, he does not. First damage to the destroyer. So we're going to activate the destroyer next. He's a little too close to go after ground defense. Instead, I'm going to go after the target. At medium range, he gets 9 dice, hitting on 5s, damaging on 4s. Holy cow. So, 5 hits, needing 4s to damage. No damage. Holy cow. That was really bad. The only other target we really have, I've got a turret that can go after that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's at medium range. Turret at medium range is good for 2 shots. Needing 5s and 5s. No hits. And that's it for the destroyer. Next orc activation, it's going to be red 1. Good thing I didn't hit with the destroyer because he's at altitude 2. Destroyer's at altitude 1. Needs 6s to hit, 5s to damage. Medium range, I only get 4 shots. And no hits because of the difference in altitude. Next to activate is going to be the Thunderbolt Fury. As tempting as it is for him to go for the target, that flak battery is a lot of danger. He's going after the flak battery. He needs 5s to hit, 4s to damage, 6s do extra damage. 1 hit. Oops. 4 plus, he does a damage point. He gets a damage point. So flak battery has 1 point left. Next orc activation, it's going to be the heavy flak cannon here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's still in medium range. He gets 2 shots, needing 5s to hit, 4s to damage. No hits for the heavy flak cannon. Next Imperial activation, we're going to have this Thunderbolt go after that flak battery. Medium range, he gets maximum shots, 6 shots, needing 5s to hit, 4s to damage. Well, we got 3 hits so far. Now needing 4s to damage. And he got the 2 hits, so that flak battery is destroyed. So, Orc Retaliation, this flak battery, he's just in medium range to that Thunderbolt. 4 shots, 5s to hit, 5s to damage. 1 hit, no damage. Last Imperial activation, Thunderbolt number 4, is just in medium range to this objective. So, he's going to go after that. That'll be 6 shots, 5s to hit, 4s to damage. Not bad, 3 hits so far. 4s to damage. We got 1 damage point so far. And 2 las cannon shots. Needing 5s to hit. We got a hit. And 2 plus to damage, 6 for extra damage. He fails to damage. And that's the last of the Imperial activations for this turn. Next Orc activation is going to be this heavy flak cannon, and he's just in long range to this Thunderbolt. So that's 2 shots, needing 5s to hit and 4s to damage. We got 1 hit. 4 plus is damage, 6 is extra damage, and we got a 6. 2 points damage on the Thunderbolt. At first I thought nobody else had a shot, but Red 2 over here is at range 7, which is just inside medium range to that destroyer. So he gets 4 shots. He is at a different altitude, so he needs 6s to hit. So 6s and 5s. And I managed to get 1 6. Can we damage the destroyer? No, not this time. The last 2 Orc aircraft are too far away to get a shot at any of the Imperials, so that will end all the shooting for turn 1. So here we are, end of turn 1. There's nobody in a tailing position here, so we can go straight on to initiative. And it looks like the Orcs get initiative again. This is becoming a habit. So first activation, I think I'm going to go with Red 3 over here, and he's doing a swoop. So he's at speed 6 right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's what I'll do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn 2 hex sides, and now we're going facing this way. First Imperial activation. No big surprise, we'll do the bomber first. He chose to do level flight. Maximum speed of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to turn 1 hex side. Looking at Red 2, he's doing a turn. So he's presently going speed 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's fine. That's where I want to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn 2 hex side. I'm going to drop down to altitude 1, which will increase his speed to 7 for next turn. But as you can see, he's got the perfect ambush position for the destroyer. So, should I bring in the Fury now or activate one of these guys? I think I'm going to activate these guys first. So, we have another swoop here. He's traveling speed 3. And I think I'll increase his speed to 4. turn 1, 2, 3, 4, turn twice, and now he's got that target in his sights. And he has 2 damage points. Now for the orcs, I can either move him or him. If I move him, there's a good chance he'll get ambushed by the Fury, but chances are he's going to get ambushed by the Fury anyway, because they still have an extra, they're the last ones to activate. So we have another swoop here. He's going speed 6. I think the best thing I can do is try to keep him out of harm's way. So I'm going to increase his speed to 8. Climb up to altitude 3, which will drop me back down to speed 7 when I'm done. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, turn twice, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 8, I said. Not the best place to be, but we know that that Fury has to move. So we're going to move the Fury next. He's doing a swoop as well. He's at speed 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's probably better in this case. I'm going to increase his speed to 5. Actually, I'm going to increase it to 6. But I'm going to climb up to altitude 3 as well. Because I'm going speed 5 or more, I can increase twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. And 6. I'm going to turn around twice. Not quite in position, but I'm ready for next turn. At the moment, I think that was a mistake to move like that. I could have done something better. Final orc maneuver, he's doing a swoop as well. He speed 6, altitude 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh wait, he's at 8. I can drop him down to 6. 7, 6. I'm going to drop him to altitude 1. So turning 1, 2, 3, 4, turn twice, 5, 6. And because he dropped, he's going to be speed 7 next turn. That's the last orc movement. Which leaves us the last Thunderbolt, and he is doing a stoop. So I'm going to do, oh, how am I going to do this? He's doing speed 3. If I go turn 1, turn 2, 3, and turn twice, and then I'm going to increase my altitude to 2, which will drop his speed down to 2, which is the minimum speed for a Thunderbolt. But he'll have a head-on shot, needing 6s to Dakajet 1. And that will be the end of the movement phase for this turn. So first orc activation, it's going to be this flak battery. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to take and try to shoot down that Thunderbolt before he shoots down Dakajet number 1. So, altitude 2, there's no penalties because the flak battery is good to altitude 2. 8 shots, needing 5s and 5s. And we got 2 hits. That won't be enough to shoot down the Thunderbolt. We did get a 6, so that's 1 damage point on the Thunderbolt. Oops, should be 1. Activating the destroyer. First things first, let's try to take out this ground target with bombs. Now the way the rules are written, I don't have to declare how many bombs I'm dropping. I can take and drop them 1 set at a time. He's got 3 sets of bombs. So, I'm going to drop the first set. We're at altitude 1. Normally it's 5s to hit, but because I'm at altitude 1, it becomes 4s to hit. There's only 4 bombs in this particular payload. So, 2 hits. And each one damages on a 2 plus extra damage on a 6. Or sorry, 5. Okay, so that's 1 point and that's another 2 points. So that's 3 points of damage already on that target. 1 more point and he's gone. And I'm going to drop a second load of bombs. So he's got 1 left right now. Again, another 4 points. 3 hits, all 6s, and 2 pluses. And yes, he's done another 3 points worth of damage. So that objective is completely destroyed. That leaves 1 set of bombs on the destroyer. Now, he's too close really to shoot at this target, but he's in medium range for the last target. So we're going to try to shoot at that one. And we get 9 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Needing 5s and 4s. I got 3 hits so far. Needing 4s. 1 damage point. And finally, dorsal turret. Doesn't really matter which of these 2 I shoot. We're going to go for red 2. At short range, that's going to be 3 dice, needing 5s and 5s. So I got 1 hit. Needing a 5 plus to damage. No, he does not. Still not bad. He's managed to destroy 1 objective completely and damage a second one. So we may as well start off with black 2 here. That's going to be 8 shots at short range, needing 5s and 5s on the destroyer. And we did really good this time. All we need are another set of 5s and 6s. Come on. 1, 2 more damage points. Unfortunately, they don't explode. So that'll take the destroyer from 1 point to 3 points. Next Imperial activation, we're going to make it this Thunderbolt. He's at medium range. He's at altitude 2 versus the Dakajet's 3, so he needs 6s to hit. So firing autocannons. Oh, we got 1 hit. Yep, just 1. 4 plus to damage. Nope, he failed to damage. 2 lascan shots. Neither lascan will hit. And that'll be it for the Thunderbolt. So next Orc activation is going to be this Dakajet. And we're going to go for the bomber again. Or destroyer, however you want to refer to it. So short range, it's 8 dice. Same altitude, 5s and 5s. One hit. On a 5+, the bomber takes damage point, but does not. And I just realized I should have rolled armored cockpit before. Didn't matter. Failed it anyway. Well, Thunderbolt Fury was going to be a backup to the destroyer for that target that was over here. Now the target's not here. We're going to try to get rid of that platform there. So needing 5s to hit. Oh, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. All we need is a 4+, and that'll destroy the flak battery. And we got the one that we needed. Flak battery only has 2 structure points, so it's gone as well. 2 flak batteries destroyed. Next Orc activation, it's going to be this flak platform going after this Thunderbolt. Now this Thunderbolt already has 2 points of damage and is at altitude 1. He only needs 1 more point before he's destroyed. However, at medium range, I only get 4 shots needing 5s and 5s. No hits from the flak platform. So for the final Imperial activation, it's going to be this Thunderbolt. And he's going to go after that target, because that's the closest target he can reach. Everything else, long range, he's going to suffer to shoot at it. So, medium range, 6 shots, 5s to hit. 1 hit. Oops. Needing 4+ to damage, and he failed to damage. 2 las cannon shots, needing 5s to hit. Oh, we got 2 hits. And 4+ damage, 6 is extra damage. That is 3 points of damage right there. Target already suffered 1 point. It's been destroyed. Orcs are not doing well this turn or this game either. So, Imperials have fired everything they can. We're basically stuck with the Orcs. So this heavy flak cannon, he's at long range to this Thunderbolt. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he's medium range to Thunderbolt 4. At medium range, he gets 2 shots. He's not affected by the altitude, so 5s to hit. Then we got a hit. And on a 4+, he damages. 6, he gets extra damage. No damage. Sucks to be an Orc sometimes. So, next to fire is going to be Red 3 against the Destroyer. Now, the Dakuja is at altitude 2, the Bomber's at altitude 1. He needs 6s to hit, and at medium range, he's hitting on 6s. And we got no 6s this time. That's it for this Dakuja. Next, we have the heavy flak cannon. Short range, he gets 2 shots, needing 5s to hit and 4s to damage. We got 1 hit. If he rolls a 6, he gets 2 points of damage. That'll shoot him down. Oops. 4. He only does a single point of damage. That takes the Destroyer to 4 structure points gone. And he's gone with 5. 1 structure point left. And the final Orc activation for the turn, it's going to be Dakuja 1 versus Thunderbolt 4 in a head-to-head. There is a difference in altitude, so it's altitude 3 to altitude 2, 6s to hit, 5s to damage. We got a hit. Can we do some damage? No, we do not. So, end of turn 2. Nobody has a tailing position on anybody. Orcs are in trouble. 2 of the bases have been destroyed. There's only 1 base left and it's damaged. None of the Imperial flyers are down yet, although that destroyer is pretty close. And same with this Thunderbolt. He's only got 1 wound left. Let's see what happens. Beginning turn 3. Imperials will take the first activation this time. So, knowing that, we'll take and move the destroyer first. He's going to do a turn. He's presently at speed 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that works well. So he's going to turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and turn twice. Now he has this as his target. Oh, better take his tokens. Now I'm trying to remember what I gave for orders. I think we'll do this guy next. He's doing a turn as well. And he's going speed 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of suicidal, but I like it. Turning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn twice. 6, 7. He's gonna go nose to nose with the destroyer. The advantage is actually with the Daka jet because he has short range fire, whereas the destroyer is very limited in his, well, not that limited, but his shots are reduced. Next for the Imperials. So we had a bit of an interruption yesterday. Real life popped into the scene. So we're going to continue on now with the Imperials, continuing their movement activations. We've already moved the destroyer and this Daka jet. We're now going to take and move this Thunderbolt. He's doing a swoop. And he's traveling speed 4, altitude 1. I think we're going to keep him at speed 4. And he's just going to turn 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn twice. And that's going to put him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mid-range to that flak battery. Looking for the Orcs, we'll take him with this Daka jet. He's going to do a swoop. He's at speed 7, altitude 3. He's got an acceleration of 2, so I'm going to drop him down from 7 to 5. But I'm going to drop him down from 3 to 1. So by dropping altitude, he is going to be going speed 6 next turn. So turning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's only going to be able to do that. Next Imperial Flyer. May as well do this one. He's doing a stall turn. He's presently altitude 2, speed 2. I'm going to increase his speed to 4. And I'm going to drop him to altitude 1. And because I'm dropping him, his speed will increase to 5 next turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And he'll turn twice. And he's going to try to line up on that Daka jet. We're going to take and do red 3 here. and he's doing a turn. He's presently doing speed 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to push him to full speed. Oh wait, he hasn't moved yet, has he? That's not a good thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to increase his speed to 7. And drop to altitude 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he'll turn twice. He's in a good position for him, and because he's dropped altitude to 1, he's now going to be going speed 8 beginning of next turn. That leaves us with our final Imperial activation, and he's doing a stoop. That made sense when I did this before. Unfortunately, it doesn't make so much sense now. But he's at altitude 3, speed 5. I'm going to leave him, I think, at... Nah, I can drop him 2. Yeah, let's do that. So, speed 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he can turn... Yeah, that'll work. So he's going to stay at speed 5, drop his altitude 2 to 1. He's going to turn this way. 1, 2. Turn 3, 4, 5. And he can turn up to 2 hex facings. And that'll be where he'll end up. And that leaves us our final Dacajet. And he's doing a stall turn. He's at altitude 1, speed 7. I can drop him to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not... That'll work, I guess. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn twice, or rather, yeah, if I hold him on this angle, his firing arc will split there. He'd be able to shoot at the Fury. Dropping his speed down to 5. And that's it for the movement phase. I'll just flip these over for tracking the ground defense activations. So Imperials get first activation in the firing phase. Because we only got 1 point left, going to do the destroyer first. And we're going to go for the ground target. That's where all the points are. It makes the most sense. So strafing, needing 5s to hit, 4s to damage with autocannons. And he'll get 2 hits. Not enough to destroy the objective. But he will do another 2 points. So that makes it 3 points. 1 point left on the structure. Now looking at his dorsal turret, we're going to take and fire at this Dacajet. 3 shots, needing 5s and 5s. Oh, he's got 2 hits. No damage to the Dacajet. The first Orc activation. There's no point shooting at the destroyer at this point. He's already done everything he can. However, I just realized that Thunderbolt is a threat to this here flak battery. Unfortunately for the Thunderbolt, he's in short range. So the flak battery is going to get 8 shots, needing 5s to hit, 5s to damage. And we managed to get some hits. 3 so far. Damaging on 5s. We got 2 damage points. Unfortunately for the Fury, 6s don't explode for the Orcs. And seeing as we're already here, we may as well take and do the Fury's attack. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's at short range. He's a little bit of a disadvantage. My fault, probably. I probably could have done better. Short range, he gets 3 shots with his cannon, needing 5s to hit, 4s to damage. And we got a single hit. 4 will damage, 6 explodes, and will destroy the objective. And he will fail to damage it. Back to the Orcs. We're going to activate Red 2 here. Now, his front arc just splits into that Fury, so he's got angle. He needs 5s to hit, 5s to damage, and at short range, that's 8 shots. 1, 2, 3 more hits. All we need is 1 5+, and the Fury gets shot down. And we got 2 hits, so the Fury is going to get shot down. Now, as a ace, he's going to get a chance to bail out. And I believe it's on a 6. He successfully survives. I'll have to double check the roll, but there's the roll. It's a 1, so the pilot will not escape safely. First kill for the Orcs. Next up for activation, it's going to be our badly damaged Thunderbolt number 3. He's at medium range to the flak platform, so he's going to take and open fire on that. 6 shots, needing 5s to hit, and then 4+ to damage. Oh, I feel sorry for that flak battery. 4 hits. Remember, he only needs 4 pluses, and he only needs 2 hits. And 4 hits. That poor flak battery is obliterated. Next Orc activation is going to be this flak cannon. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's in medium range to that there Thunderbolt. And he may as well shoot at him before the Thunderbolt shoots at our red one jet. So medium range. Oops, wrong dice. Can't do that. Needing 5s to hit and 4s to damage. And we got a single hit so far. If he rolls a 4+, it's 1 point. A 6 will do 2 points. And that's 2 points of damage. He already had 1 point of damage. So with 3 points of damage, a flak cannon takes out Thunderbolt number 4. It looks like we're finally starting to do something for the Orcs. The question is it too little, too late? So with the destruction of Thunderbolt number 4, that was the last Imperial activation that was possible. So we'll take and deal with these 2 Daka jets going after the destroyer. So starting with Black 2, short range, same altitude, 5s to hit, 5s to damage, and he gets 8 shots. And we managed to get, oh cow, 5 hits so far. He only needs 1 to shoot down that destroyer. And he's got 2, not counting this one. So yeah, just 2 more hits. That would take it up to 6 structure points. The destroyer only has 5. There goes the destroyer. The remaining 2 Daka jets do not have line of fire or range to shoot at this poor Thunderbolt. However, this ground defense does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's at long range. That lets him have 1 single shot, needing a 5+ to hit. The target is at altitude 1, so there's no penalties for altitude. Let's see if we can hit. No, we will miss. And that's it for turn 3. So at the end of turn 3, we have nobody in tailing position here. he's facing the wrong way. And because Imperials have lost everything but this one fighter, they're at 25%. Turn 4 becomes a disengagement turn. So there's not really a whole bunch of reason to take and say what maneuvers or who's going to have activation. Because for him, the most sensible thing is to do a stall turn, increase to speed 6, which is his maximum speed, move forward 1, turn around 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. He's off the board. So the last Imperial pilot will escape with damage, and that will be the end of the mission. Holy cow. Orc Casualties. None of the Daka jets were shot down. They didn't even suffer any damage this game. That's how effective ground defenses were at distracting the enemy fighters. The heavy flak guns also came out of the game undamaged. The only thing that was damaged, or in fact destroyed for the Orcs, were the 3 shorter range flak batteries. And with the amount of firepower they were putting out, I'm not surprised they were targeted. At 9 points apiece, that means the Orcs gave up 27 points for damaged forces. Now, the Orcs did lose 2 bases of 4 structure each, so they don't get any points for that from the special mission bonus. The 3rd base did have damage, but it was down to a single structure point left over. That will give the Orcs 5 special mission points. As for the Imperial Casualties, everyone was shot down except for Thunderbolt 3, and it just barely disengaged. So, Destroyer was worth 30 points, Thunderbolt 3 was worth 25, the Fury was worth 25, and the damaged Thunderbolt, because it successfully disengaged, it was worth a quarter of its points instead of half points. That turns out to be 6.25, but you round it up to 7 points. So in total, the Orcs destroyed 87 points worth of Imperial assets. However, because of the special mission rule, you get 5 points for each structure point that you destroyed. 11 structure points from all 3 bases gives them 55 special mission points. That brings us to the mission results. Orcs did 87 points worth of damage to the Imperials. They earned 5 points with the special mission bonus. There was no difference in the points list between them, so neither side gets any points there. Orcs end up with 92 points. And while it looked like the Imperials got trounced badly with only 27 damage points, they managed to do 55 mission points by destroying 11 out of the potential 12 target. So they're up to 82 points. So it's an Orc victory, but only by 10 points, and that's a pretty slim margin when you consider some of the previous scores. Finally, for the campaign results, the Orcs earned another 3 campaign points to their original 7 for a total of 10, but the Imperial Navy with their 13 campaign points still get an additional point. They're up to 14 points total at the end of the campaign. So Imperial victory for the campaign, even though the Orcs won the final mission. So my after battle thoughts. For the Orcs, we finally got the Daka jets to work, sort of. I had to substitute some ground defenses as more Daka jets, but the strategy seems to be working. You can tell what could have happened if I had included more Daka jets in my squadron instead of just the 4, and used proper swarm tactics with the Daka jets. Daka jets by themselves are very weak with only 2 structure points and no long range fire, but as a swarm, especially at short range, they're nasty, especially with 8 shots at short range each, default. And then I know other people like to throw extra weapons on them to make them nastier. I think that's a waste, but if you have the extra points, it's a good way to use the points. The ground defenses, I think I placed them properly, and they did great as well, especially the flak platforms with their incredible short-range firepower. Those heavy flak cannons did sterling work as well, although not as glamorous. In fact, if I check my notes, I believe most of the damage done to the Imperials was done by the steady and consistent shooting of the various ground defense platforms. If the Imperials hadn't taken out those flak platforms, as when they did, chances are I would have shot down the Imperials much sooner. For the Imperials, they did pretty much what I expected them to do, except for some bad dice rolling. The destroyer wasn't as good with its strafing of the ground targets, but it did keep shooting and dropping bombs until the very end. I really did expect it to destroy at least one target by strafing. Instead, it only managed to damage 2 of them, and it took bombing to finish off the other one. The Thunderbolts and the Fury went after the ground defenses pretty much as I planned. Unfortunately, it took them longer to destroy the ground defensive due to some pretty horrendous dice rolls. However, they did manage to take out the 3 shorter range flak batteries. Unfortunately, because of the extra time it took, the return fire from all the platforms and the Daca jets took its toll on the Imperial aircraft, and suddenly all the Imperial wings just folded in half on turn 3, ending the battle. So that's it for this battle report. I will probably do a separate campaign review at a later time. I don't want to include it in this battle report as it'll just take longer and it'll take more thought on my part to decide what I want to say about the various aspects. I'm still a little concerned about how attrition works based on the original rules in the book. I do like the idea of being able to swap out weapons, especially the underwing mounted variable weapons. I just need to figure out how best to do that. I'd also like to try to figure out some way of planning some sort of a tournament option using these rules. It's just figuring out the proper missions and the spacings to do it. So I'll leave it off here and wish you all good luck and happy hunting.